Welcome to Alive with Aman. I'm your host and I'm very excited to be here. Today I have a person who is well known in the community for his business plus his charity work. Please welcome Perminder Chohan.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you for inviting me on your show.
You're welcome. I have read your books and I was very inspired by your work in the community. So tell us about your life, about your journey to who you are today.
I came to Canada in 1990. I was born in India, a small village in district of Sharpur. And when I was growing up, I always watched my father to do things for others. He was there always for the... When I came to Canada, it was very tough in the beginning. So a lot of struggle. The first obstacle I had was I couldn't speak English.
Wow.
So I could read and write, but I was having hard time speaking. When anybody was explaining something, it was going over my head. So one day we were having dinner with our friends at their house. I told him, I said, I'm having hard time coping up with the language. He told me when I came to Canada, I started to watch children's shows. That's the time I started to watch the show for children's. One was a Sesame Street. And a couple of the others, soap operas, Young and the Restless, All My Children, General Hospital. I used to watch that, and slowly I started to understand, slowly getting into the rhythm. Then I started to...
You faced it and you found a way to overcome that. How did that play a role in your life?
In my childhood, my dad told me, we always face so many challenges and problems, but you have to be strong enough to overcome everything. So he always taught me everything is possible in life. And India, I was looking at things a bit challenging because it's the way the system is. But when I came to Canada, I saw I can do anything I wanted to be. I can achieve anything I wanted to do in life. So that's changed the whole focus and the concept of life. Then one day I said, if I wanted to grow myself and be somewhere, I have to be a different person. So that's the time I started to change, looking at different options, watching different audios, videos, and listening to a lot of the audio tapes and reading books.
So, what I know that you are a very successful businessman in the insurance industry. But on the other side, the wealth you've made, and you had that side to you of giving. And you have been successful in writing 3 bestseller books on top, and then you have a new one coming. We'll talk a bit about that. And what I learned more about your involvement in the Hollywood with the upcoming documentary and the movie that you were talking to me about earlier. That was the Folds of Honor, and the name of the movie was Freedom Isn't Free.
Yeah.
My other question was to you, to become a successful author, what is your day like? What motivates you to write?
I think first important thing in life is getting out of your comfort zone. So one day I'm sitting in the office, I got a call from Brian Tracy's office. So Brian Tracy is one of the top motivational speakers. I was reading his books and listening to his tapes. He's a mentor for me and big thing the way it affected my life. So he invited me to be on his TV show in San Diego. I got the option. When I have the opportunity, somebody gave me the opportunity, I never say no. I jump on the opportunity. I went to San Diego. And that was the first time I was ever on the TV show.
So I'm going to just pick on that because I think the audience needs to know that you have challenges, but then you have these opportunities that you need to jump in. And if you miss those opportunities, is something that you don't want to regret. You do not know where that opportunity is going to take you. So you jumped on that opportunity to go and meet Brian Tracy, and I know he's an inspirational speaker. You had a mentor. Tell our audience that how important it is to have a mentor because we're always learning.
Because you need to find a correct path in life. Otherwise, if you try to do things by yourself, you're going to have more failure. Every time you fail, you learn from that failure, and that's how you change your life. But if you have a mentor, if you have a guide, the person who can guide you can achieve a lot more in life. Most of the time when we see the opportunity, people get double-minded. They have a doubt about themselves. So they don't take the opportunity seriously. I never pass on the opportunity. Every time something comes up, I'm gonna try and see. If you don't try, you're never gonna know.
I have one of your books here that you wrote with Brian Tracy. It's called The Uncommon.
Yeah.
I was reading it, and you were speaking about the dreams with deadlines.
Yeah.
And I like that you had, it's very defined goals you wrote in there. And you picked on different leadership and motivators. What is something that you want us to take from this book in one line?
I think the most important thing in life is we need to understand our why. Whatever you wanted to do, why you wanted to do it. It has to be more than 100% for you. Sometimes some people, other people in the life give you the goals, give you the things to do. But if it's not yours, then it's not same. You will never achieve the same success. So understanding the why and have a structured approach.
Structured steps.
So the goal has to be very clear so anybody can understand.
Goal. So how do you get to your goal? Sometimes I think that could be the challenging part, to figure out what is your goal.
I simply ask people, what is the most important thing? One thing in life you will have which will change your life. 99.9% of the time, people say money fixes a lot of problems. But sometimes I ask, how much money? They say, I wanted to make a lot of money. What is a lot of money to you? Maybe one person is $1 million, other person is $100,000. They have to be very specific on the amount and the number. Then you break it down into small steps.
Now, you have been, when you're talking about money, because you are a successful businessman, and for sure you have been successful in that, making money, but you do like to share your wealth, right?
Yeah.
And you are involved in so many charities. And it's important. If you earn, you need to give. And what motivates you to give?
Because whoever I am, it's because of my friends and the community and the people in my life. So it becomes my responsibility to give back to those people, give back to the community, make a difference. Because it's part of my DNA, which I got it from my father. Because every single time in my village, when people were coming to our house to ask for help from my father, we were struggling with the money. So we were not a rich family. But he will always be there with them, whatever he could do. So one thing he taught me in life is, he said, nobody is going to care how much money you have, what kind of luxury items you own. People only gonna remember were you there for somebody else. So that was always part of me. And I have seen every single time I did give it back to the community, I have abundance of things coming back, and your destiny changes, your mindset changes. It changes you as a person.
You know, you touched a very important point that was mentioned by your father, that you can have all the money you want, but it's the legacy.
It's the legacy, it's the person, it's your
personality that will people remember even after you leave. That actually stayed with me, and it's important. And I think it's important that, yes, it is to earn the money, to be successful. But as a human, you need to learn how to give, because nothing we're going to take from here on this planet is going to leave. We're going to leave here.
But it's the most toughest thing in life to give back.
Yes.
Because everybody wants to pocket money. So it's not easy to take money out of the pocket and give it to somebody. So that God has to be with you and give you that thinking and the ability to do it. You are just a medium.
Now, every person, when we are trying to go forward, we always have some fears. And no matter what, when we're taking a new step, how did you overcome those fears?
Fears always in life. We are the ones who create fears. In our life, actual fears are not more than 8%. 92% fears are created by humans, by us.
Really, 92%?
So that is not even a reality.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a doubt in yourself and other things. That's how you create fears. When you stop believing in yourself, then you create fears. If you start dealing with the situation whenever it comes, face the challenge, face the situation, you overcome the challenge, then it builds confidence in you. So then you start thinking, if I can do it once, I can do it again. So that's why when we talk about goals, breaking down is very important. You make it smaller steps, but every single time you achieve that success, you need to celebrate.
Yes,
And then share with other people what you wanted to achieve.
yeah, so it's important to celebrate your success, because I find I've met so many people, when you are successful, you do not celebrate your success, but then you go to the next goal of, I want something more, and we don't realize that we have gone a hurdle. So do you celebrate your success every time?
Always. You celebrate your success with the like-minded people. It can be your family member, it can be your friend. You can go out, and that way you can share what are you celebrating. Because if you're celebrating small success with them, next time they're going to ask you, oh, you did this last time, how are you doing now? So it's like an inspection point in life. So otherwise you will never realize. That also creates accountability in life. Because when you know other people's going to ask you, so you're more committed to do things.
There is another question I have, because I was reading your other book, Performance 360, Special Edition Success. And I'm just going to read a line that, it was just the first actually paragraph that I read, and I just had so many questions to this, because this kind of relates to today's world. And your growth does not just happen by accident. You must work at it. And you wrote, when I first started out, I lived my life according to what other people wanted to see in me. I was always thinking, if I do this, what will the other people think about me? Later on, I stopped worrying about what other people thought about me, and I started going after things I wanted to do in life. I no longer worried about other people's approval on the things I wanted to do. In today's world, with social media, these words are more important to understand. So what is your advice to give to this generation?
Sometime when I talk to some of my friends, even make comments sometime too. They said only two people we see on social media is Donald Trump and you. So I laugh at them. Because they don't understand. So they don't understand where you're going, what is your mindset, what is your vision. But there are certain steps and things you have to do to move forward in life. And that's how you connect with other people. That's how you develop a great relationship with people. And in life, a relationship is everything. In a business, in life, and anything you do in life.
So how did you change your mindset that whatever you have to do it for yourself? Because the generation is all about, they are more about, I want other people's approval to be successful, right?
Whoever you're thinking they're going to think negative or you need their approval, you just start staying away from them. You only stick to the people who wanted to see you happy, who wanted to see you grow and successful in life. And they're positive, they always say positive things. So when you have a group of positive people around you, you become positive. It's all about our thinking. So if you always listening to negative people, you become a negative person. So wanted to make sure you stay out of negativity, close to positive people. It changes you as a person.
So what made you change your opinion when you found out that you were doing things to please others?
Because one day I was sitting at night and thinking about it. One thing I do is I visualize at night. So I try to train my subconscious mind. So one day I was sitting and thinking, I said, it's my life. If I wanted to become a changed person, be successful in life, I have to do things differently. Why I need their approval? They're not giving me any money. They're not giving me any business. Why I have to worry about them? It's my life. If I wanted to control my destiny, my life, I have to do things my way. Then I stop worrying about anybody else from that point going forward.
Yeah, you just touched on a very important point, because I think that's important for everybody to understand that, especially in the culture where we are trying to please others and in competitions with others to prove we are better. But I guess we have to work on ourselves to be better, then we can have others be better. You have the new upcoming book. Is it out? My 10 Secrets to Success?
We haven't properly launched yet, but it's selling on Amazon. And it talks about my 29 years in Canada. So from where I started, from where I came, and what I have gone through and what are the steps I have taken. So this book also includes exercises people can do in their life to change their life because I changed mine. And I wanted to share with people my life has changed, I'm successful, everybody else can do the same thing.
Yeah, and I went through a few pages because I just got that yesterday, and it's a very easy read. It's something that you can start from any chapter. I like how you put it together.
Each chapter is
Just
like
a
its own.
exactly. Now, when you write the books, what is your process? That, like you said, you put the goals through everything first. But at one time, I think I read somewhere where you actually, or is an interview where you write, thoughts come into your head and you write them right away.
So I have always a notebook on my nightstand, in my office, and other places. One thing we need to understand is when we are sleeping, so many things run through our brain. So whenever you wake up, you remember something, you need to write it down right away because by the morning I will forget everything. And the other exercise I do every day is the way I wanted to see my life. I visualize everything before I go to bed. So I trained my subconscious mind. I plan my entire day the night before. So I have no planning in the morning. So it's already done at night.
You talked about visualization. Tell us a little bit more about why it is so important.
Because I have seen many coaches used to teach and train us. They said, create your vision board. So what you actually wanted to have in life. Sometime in the crazy world in early days, we were saying, I wanted to have a certain type of car. So they used to tell us, do you want that car? You must have that picture. Everywhere you sit, everywhere you look, because visual becomes reality in life. If you see again and again, it goes into your system and enforces your body and your personality to achieve that goal. So that's why it's very important to visualize where you want it to go.
And now you have royalties coming from books that you have wrote. Another children's book you wrote,
Yeah.
and the name was the
Leo Learns About Life.
Lear's. I have not actually read that book yet. I found that whatever royalties you get from these books, you actually donate.
Yeah, so first three books, they are all bestsellers. All the royalty from that goes to Entrepreneurs International Foundation. So it's the foundation in US. So all the writers we contribute to the books, we write it together. So all the money comes from the sale of book or royalty that goes into that charity, and that charity is used to do certain things in life, but they're slow in some of the areas. So in developing countries, we donate that money. After the earthquake in Haiti, so we selected 30 families. So we gave $5,000 US to each family to start their small home-based business. So it was like a micro loan. So then after a couple of years, they returned all the money back. Now they're all successful in business. And specifically Haiti, we focused on females. So 30 loans were given to housewives or females to start home-based business.
Wow.
Because the problem in Haiti with male population, they drink so much. So they will burn all your money in drinking and other things. It became a huge success.
Wow.
And there are also movies made on that. But I was not part of the production for those movies. But 50% of the money donated by the foundation to bring something good each year. Every year the foundation produces a movie.
Wow. Now you have this upcoming documentary, Folds on Honor, and you talked about that earlier, Freedom Isn't Free. Tell us a little bit about that. What is it?
This organization is started by a major in the Air Force in the United States. So Dan Rooney is his name. So he started that foundation from scratch. While he was traveling back from Afghanistan, he was sitting in the plane, and one of the body of the soldiers who were fallen there, that was in the same plane. So the captain of the plane announced, like, everybody should seat until the body is unloaded with respect. So that soldier's family were also sitting in business class. The two small kids. So when he saw that, and the sacrifice the soldiers make in the army and air force. He got so inspired, he started this organization in 2007. They give scholarships to the spouses and children of the fallen soldier and disabled soldiers. They have given over 120 million since 2007.
And those scholarships, is it in Canada and US or just in?
It's only in US. They are doing in US for post-secondary education. But I have started same name foundation in Canada.
Oh.
Because I got so inspired when we were shooting the movie. I wanted to do something in that direction as well. So I came back and registered Folds of Honor in Canada. So we will be start giving scholarships in 2020.
Wow. And the more is about your scholarships that you have given to the university.
I have an endowment fund, and the condition of that endowment fund, when they give scholarships, condition of the scholarship is the person who is facing hardship to go for higher education, my money should be only used for them, not the higher grades. So the person actually really needs money. I don't want to give my money to the person who's already rich. They can afford to go for education. I wanted to give my funds to the people who actually really need that.
Anybody who goes to KP, you can apply, who is going through hard time through their alumni to apply for that. And
it's specifically given to the program called Entrepreneur Leadership Program.
Okay.
Who wanted to go in business like me, change their mindset and achieve success.
Wow. Now, is there anything else that you want to share? I know you do have your own Inspired with Perminder Chohan show.
I have a YouTube channel, Inspired Life with Perminder Chohan, where I have recorded 4 to 5 minute videos. What is important in life? Why is important to stay focused in life?
Thank you for watching our show today, and I'm hoping you got something out from Perminder Chohan that will inspire you. See you in the next episode.